crash right after you finish GAC. Alright, we didn't even get a hello. Alright, so this one just sucks in Padme. Pretty much never use it unless you actually... This is just cleanse plus tenacity, I'm thinking that way. Actually, so... Does this really matter then? So the only case where this would be different would be... We would go fishing for gas first, and then if we get countered, then we hit them with the stun plus dispel. So, like, that would be optimal. Is it that big of a deal? I don't. So, we just hit the everyone stun anyway, so we're just good players. Aim to kick a Jordan. He can't evade us because he's stunned anyway, but this is just a good habit in case, you know, he does have the 25% evasion without the shield, so it's just good to play around it, just get in the habit anyway. We almost don't really need to jam this right now. Alright, we get him down to 3, and then we're leaving him there. Alright, now I think we're pretty happy to have the heal available. It's a weird balance. So he isn't doing lunging strike for now. It can't dispel anyway. I'm trying to think. We're gonna want to do an echo grenade next. So if we heal aiming at B1, we're gonna bring him down to 1. We can't really bring him back from that. He's just gonna be done for. Rex should go before Magna Guard, so we should be able to kill Droideka here with the Courage Bomb. Or if I could just go first. That also works. I don't know if I've done it before, but I definitely don't think... Well, yeah, I don't think we want to taunt here. I don't know if it actually matters. But we actually do have Padme as an assist call, which actually feels kind of sick. This team doesn't have that much protection generation, so that's actually not a bad combo. Yeah. Wait, he actually dodged that hit, but because we had the bonuses, it converted anyway. Take it. So grenade comes back fast enough that we actually probably could blow this now. Fine. There we go. We did keep the B1 preserved. Echo. Might not be. Okay. We got it. Wow, this is actually going to be the worst of both worlds, I think. If we could have finished this right now, this would have been sick. We had gas AoE up and available. 90%-ish turn meter, we were good. Instead, this basic's not going to kill him. Gas is going to finish the wave. They're both going to be low turn meter. And we're just going to take a bunch of AoE to start here. This could be a 5 sacrifice pretty easily, I think. Just do it, dude. Yo, Dubs. Thanks for the follow. Yeah. This isn't gonna feel great. We could try it. Fair enough. Alright, we ideally don't really want to take this. The days actually doesn't matter that much for this team. So we aimed at B1 there just to pick up the extra bonus basic and then target it over to Droideka. We would probably have had Magna Guard if we didn't hit the manual retarget. We're in pretty good shape. I don't think we want to... Let's ship down their stacks. Alright, painful, but workable. That maybe should have been a Padme basic aiming at B1 just to pick up a little bit of extra damage. I think we can spend all of our courage here and then do a 2-for-1. Okay. Parameter wise, assuming 5s goes before the gunner, then I think we can, we'll waste our courage we can pick up both B1s. Usually I'd like to leave them up towards the end, but the gunner is just annoying. I don't really want to deal with it. We're just kind of chilling. These counterattacks are pretty nice for us. Alright, hello. I don't actually like this grenade opener that much, but I believe gas is still on AoE. You can't keep getting away with it. This grenade is supposed to, I want to like lay a disclaimer. The grenade isn't supposed to work this well. This is false advertising. Yeah, there's some of that incoming damage. This is kind of a nasty Jordika turn that we gave him. He is on basic. We did clone increase him twice, but we'll take that choice. This nuke isn't doing anything for us yet. Do we actually bother seeing here, though? We might as well, I guess, just get Echo assisting again. Why not? This, we know Jordika isn't on nuke yet. Mandigard isn't going to do the dispel on his first turn. He's going to do the AoE. I almost wanted to call Padme to assist here for the protection, but that feels a little bit like risking 5's death. I'll take the timing on it, though. It's not a bad heal timing. We'll get some time to get it back before the last wave. Don't need to spend that. Ow. We got plenty of time to get this grenade back, too. That was actually maybe bad timing, though. I didn't check the status of his cooldowns before I used that. So we don't have a dispel for... he is just going to get a nuke off. That was a misspell. Don't have any viable assist call targets. I guess we'll just chip off some droid battalion. This move can theoretically just stun. No, we don't want to stun though. We want B1 to be assisted. Only. It was close enough. That being said, though, like, this looks like overkill, but I'm actually kind of tempted to take this here now. I mean, if we look at our turn meter, we've got an Echo turn, and then I want to believe that we're going to outspeed with gas, so I guess gas will be fine, actually. I actually hit the turn meter reduction, too. Take that. Alright, this is a 5 sacrifice. Not too bad. I'm actually kind of grateful that we do have the grenade coming up on Echo now, though. Like, how much damage did we just take? Because we were kind of willy-nilly throwing that grenade there, though. Very, very good example of Shiny Button Syndrome. So we're going to aim at Jordika instead of B1 so we don't finish him. Just try to give the team a little bit of room to breathe here. A very tempting nuke. But again, I think we're supposed to chill for the moment. We have Padme heal coming up next turn. Actually, ooh, we know Echo's faster. We see that he has a little bit less turn meter doing the back and forth. I think this might be a gamble we're taking, though. Yeah, okay. We're in not bad shape then. We take a gas opening AoE. What? Doesn't. Is it only elite that gets that? Huh. So if we anger B2 here, then they will give us debuffs, which means that we'll get more protection, which is... We'll take that happily, if they're offering. Watt, I actually don't want to go for the cooldown increase because we want him to spend the special after we kill Droid Battalion off. This does mean, however, that we're going to have to get the nuke cooldown back the old-fashioned way. Plus, also keep in mind that with 5 sacrifice, we don't actually ramp the damage on this that quickly. So this wouldn't even be worth using until it came back naturally, almost. Alright, ow. Ow, number 2. This should just stun Grievous if it lands. Okay. We lined up the heal, so we're feeling fairly comfortable. Let's take a follow-up basic on B1. Even more protection for us. 12 courage, not enough. It's just going to cause Grievous to mark. None of these targets are really that great feeling, though. I almost just want to hit form up here. Just wait for a bit. That doesn't feel that bad to me, actually. I think we're just chilling for the... Well... Forgot that, what is it, bravery? Does a % health that triggers courage anyway, so we didn't have much of a choice. Are we just killing Mighty Guard here? I think we might be. Not quite, actually. Well, now we are. Now we extremely are. So, I don't know if we redirect on Grievous after the kill. I don't know if the ordering would let us increase him. It totally does. That's kind of dumb. I enjoy that. So he can actually revive someone now, so we do kind of want to put him under control. We still have protection on Grievous, so this stun is going to stick. And we do stop him from using them. Are we ramped up enough yet? TB bosses tend to have a ridiculous amount of health. Yeah, that should be it. Alright, a little slight misplay there. Definitely. I mean, hey, I talk about shiny button syndrome all the time, but it's a problem for a reason. It affects all players. Leaving Jordicon basics with B1 still alive is pretty fine. It feels bad, but it's never really blown up yet. Like, you keep on feeding Jordica stacks, and you're like, ooh, I don't know about this one, and then it just never has led to anything bad yet. How much potency did I have on Echo there? That's the funny thing. Is I've been operating under this rule of thumb that all you ever... Oh, okay, we're a little bit over. All I've ever really aimed for in my builds is 70%. So, I guess in this case we did have 89%. Maybe worth noting, but... Like the grenade, no matter what we do...
Magnanimous dispensation.
Oh, Cabion. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the 100 bits. How did the experiment work in round 1? About Grand Arena or the special mission? I'm actually planning on doing a bigger hindsight. You will see we took the L. You will also see, and I think this is... I'm actually disappointed in the loss. What I am disappointed in is the tilt a little bit. The tilt, and also maybe just, like... I would say a lack of trust in my defense. But I wouldn't even say lack of trust. It was just like, it was all just big question marks. Like, I had a lot of ideas, and we've gone through this season, and they were mostly untested. This gas team is, I think, going to be video worthy if people can play it correctly. If people can afford the speed to give it. They told me that they had like really sick RNG. Their CLS versus gas fight was a 50, and this was with their C3PO not being stunned. Like, they got a 15% RNG resist. If that landed, I don't even know if they... Well, okay, no, they hit rear, but like, I think we would have been in super sick shape. And then, yeah, I didn't go with the plan that we had for stream. My original plan going in was to NS the GG, and then I started... Like, after that JML loss, I tilted a little bit and just started to lose trust in the plan. And didn't go with the plan, and that backfired. But yeah, it just happens, right? If this is like one of the things that people don't realize about streaming is it's really nice to be able to have the option to just like walk away for a minute and just like reset. This is like one of the huge things for back in the day when GA first started, was like, and if you really want to be pedantic about it, like the fact that you could just like park out into the last 30 minutes and just like wait people out. Hope we play CML next round. CMJ. Is that an LSTB team or a player? Oh yeah. Well, they went into winner's bracket. I fell down. I do have a possible FC Nova Mirror though. Should be fun. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I was trying to figure out like CMJ as a LSTB acronym. I was like something Master Jedi, like not Luke, not Revan. Who would it be? We don't really have any C's actually. Yeah, I didn't even do with a C. I don't know. I got nothing. Hello, ETH. No. Alright, whatever. What are we doing? Okay. If we're just going in terms of level of discomfort, I do just want to keep poking at this for a bit. If we're doing GLs. And certainly, I mean, credit where it's due, people are just getting more Galactic Legends now. The one problem is I've been doing like guild required relic level 8. Actually, by the way, I want to point out this relic 8 is actually going to make the bottom mission harder if we aren't playing it perfectly. Like, we really need to be hitting Droid Battalion now because this relic 8 just means that we're going to be killing waves faster, which is the opposite of what that team wants. If anything, I would take a relic 6 right now, a downgrade option instead. Consular Master Jedi. Is it time? Wait, is there no GP requirement? Okay, as a gag, if this was JKL lead, I would toss in that consular as a gag because it would be fine. JML though, holy lord, this for Galactic Legends, like once we get to ult, he feels like a Galactic Legend. Before that point, whew, we are barely hanging on by a thread. I've been thinking about this too, like day one, I would almost rather chuck in, like normally I try to split up Shakti and Hermit Yoda between
A magnanimous dispensation.
Opal fans. Thank you very, very much. That was very kind of you. Yeah, this is just, I'm concerned for Luke, and I'm not, like, keep in mind, people, this character, well, okay, with the assistance of a green little friend, beat this mission 2v5. They went through half of phase 2, and all of this, by the way, tracking back to the whole Relic 8 thing, is because I killed wave 1 too fast. We crashed and burned in phase 2, and then we just had the 2-man get all the way to 4 out of 4, beat the Kalani, beat the GBA. I think, like, if I'm gonna feel good about JML, I think it has to be this. I think we just gotta, like, overload here. I just want to try this. Urine. I think Shakti and Jolie have to be core. Grandmaster Yoda probably chuck him in. And, like, Jedi Master Luke, or Jedi Knight Luke, you can kind of just give him whatever, right? Like, the characters that you chuck in don't really have to be good. And, yeah, I think I'm pretty squarely still in the forget that Jedi Knight Revan exists position. If people voted for no GL, I was actually going to try this tonight. Something like this. People have done JKR GMY mid recently, and I kind of just miss it. JKR GMY, I still firmly believe is one of the hardest teams in this game to do an LSTB. Like, when you do it properly, you're good. Like, you never really feel like you're in danger. But that team, right, because you're always rushing down the B2s first, and then you gotta, like, immediately do a hard right turn the moment you pick them up. You gotta mark the sniper droid or the droid or whatever, and they're on high stack and threatening you already. It's just, I think it's gonna be, like, don't get me wrong, it's not the strongest team or anything, but, oh god, right, we're on, maybe we don't remod him. Let's, sure. Jolie, I actually am gonna give mods to. Oh, this was the loadout from that that month that kind of crashed and burned, actually. This isn't even like the characters we want to be grabbing from. That's funny. Okay, change of plans. I'm just gonna... Wait, who was that from? Yeah, we don't care about those characters. Yoda is probably chilling. Normally I would use Kiadimundi here, but I don't know. I'll just mess around with Cam in the Luke team. Kiadimundi is basically a bootleg Grandmaster Yoda for getting Luke stacks back up a little bit faster. $62% is alright. Alright. So basically, this team reminds me kind of old LSTB Ray almost, of the beginning of Wave 1 just sucks. There's no two ways about it. It's actually just the worst. And it's gonna be that for a moment. If we could open with Thagor Beyond. So Efflux removes Turn Meter after damaging, so as long as we landed the potency check on B2, he wouldn't actually get to go next. Let's just jam Efflux. We're gonna cause him to taunt though, which also doesn't feel great. And then yeah, we don't even pass that check anyway. I don't feel good about that opener. We do get the added bonus of... like we can do this. That was just a god roll, actually. Ooh, so this is a little bit nasty. Rodica, his basic can't ignore Foresight, but he is still, like, okay stacked. And because we got that buff immunity on JML, he's not perm taunting. We're actually probably just opening up with Master's Training on JML to cleanse him. Yeah, that did feel great. Okay, so that is the bonus buffs used up on Grandmaster Yoda. We're supposed to just be feeding this to JML pretty much always. As much as I wanted to use it to feed Grandmaster Yoda turn meter, it's just not realistic. So this is the perfect example, actually. This is why I wanted to run JKR here. Think about how different this is. One of the very last things that I had figured out that was sick right before Jedi Knight Luke came out, or Jedi Master Luke, I think, is if we do Strategic Advantage opener on Grandmaster Yoda at the very start here, then we could just dance on B2 for days, and it's fine. It feels amazing. We're still having to tiptoe around Manigard here. Like, we can't use this splash. We're not even, like, anywhere close to ult yet, so... it's just a very, very weird difference to me. We're just jamming protection region at this point, just trying to heal tank. I'm assuming that we called Grandmaster Yoda by now, but I guess we need to check and be safe. We can still speed up, actually. Since he's already taunting anyway, we might as well. I don't hate that. So we put Tenacity back down on him. We can call Shakti to get his business off as well. That's a pretty sick combo. Unfortunately, we don't have the ult activated yet. We can just call Shakti then. Alright, Jolie picked up a little bit of bulk. Increases cooldown so he's on basic again for the moment. If we could get a 4-set in time, that would be sick. I don't think we will. So let's just... We don't actually have... Wait, is this actually problematic? This doesn't look great. This says crit immunity, right? Yeah. Wow. I mean, so this ability has almost always disappointed in the past. And we do have, like, I don't know what his base crit chance value would be, but that could very easily have just led to a dead Jedi Master Luke, I think. Like, you see 50,000 buffs on a character and you tend to think that they're just fine, but all of those were offensive. Huh. I mean, so we just have Taunt Ignore, so Mighty Guard is actually just completely irrelevant now, which we're pretty happy about. We are, however, starting to lose our... the part where we're supposed to have a tank that does his job, which is less than ideal. We can just start feeding Shock to Terminator, though. That or her Hermeduta buffs, either or. And now we have the moment I've been waiting for, which is Jedi Master Luke actually just kind of delivers on his role now. Kind of just goes insane. It's fine. And then from here, like, we're just cycling Big or Beyond and F-Flux every other turn. It's just sick. There's nothing to be mad about now. It's good. I was really hoping that that would get the kill shot. And unfortunate. I mean, he's a Galactic Legend. Like, he's fast enough, but could have been a little bit cleaner. Alright, we just get some Droid Battalion dancing going on. We're just good. We're probably supposed to drop Master Training on Jolie now in case we ever happen to actually need it. We shouldn't, but you never know. I'm actually probably just doing Big or Beyond right now. No, we don't even care about Magnet Taunt. This team is so different now. Like, once we actually just have the Taunt ignored. Yeah, we're just chilling. Wait, so we could have just splashed all along, too. I really wanted to think for a moment that this would work like strategic advantage, so we could call her Yoda and double basic, but that was not what I meant to call. Alright, whatever. It doesn't even matter. What is happening? We somehow clicked on Geo's soldier twice? It really didn't feel like it did. Whatever. Even after all of that. Doesn't matter. Nah, he's about to clump. Turn. Let's just give the shock to you. Yeah, we're just chilling now. We can just start going around the horn. Hermeduta is a constant assist call spam is pretty nuts. If you're just looking for overall value. Like, you are technically supposed to be going around the horns, like, I don't know, let's speed it to case. Only to spend other cooldown, even though we would get one back. Keep our options open, I guess. Alright. DMI high turn meter. I don't know if he was going before JML, but I don't think it matters. We're going first anyway. Like a double basic into... Let's give speed up to Grandmaster Yoda just because we know we're probably going to want to go battle meditation sooner than later. gonna... I mean, even dazing him. Let's just Netflix, dude. I don't know. Once we're at this point, it really doesn't matter. Unfortunately, though, we did just put ourselves in a position where... We didn't even have a B1, though. This is actually just a safe battle meditation. We broke the link a little bit. Whatever. I mean, we at least got the 40% off of it, but it does feel a little bad to waste the Yoda turn on only one Saga Droid Battalion. He's just built for more at this point. Alright, we'll give Shocker rank of Master. Splash into whatever I feel like. Give it the wheel for whatever reason. Yeah, I'm chilling. Didn't help. Is it even worth stealing? I mean, sure. Let's just refresh. Ow. I'm actually the one person I don't want to see days right now. I'm just dispelling taunt because I can. Like, it's some quaint thing. Like, yes, taunts, I remember those. And we're just screwed. That was probably a bad button to hit. Is it going to matter? I don't think so. But you never know. We can slow her a little bit. Yeah, it's already bad. Who am I kidding? We're never worried here. Yoda with the high turn meter finish. What? Is this gonna be a Magnatech? I don't care about Magnatech. It's JML lead. Yeah, we're chilling. That's a little bit annoying. Yoda's already kind of back. So, probably, yeah. Splash into battle meditation doesn't get us a boop. And there's like a pretty good chance that Sniper Droid is just gonna stun Grandma shit out of the fact that basic doesn't even look that good here either. Okay. Actually somewhat smart enough to go after Jolie. Have the right idea, sir. We need to just start feeding JML ASAP. Put this on. He can behave. He is just gunning for Jolie hardcore. Alright, you need to chill. We're done with this. Use ability blocks so they don't have the revive option. We'll do some work on you. Counter me. I dare you. No? We're good. Ah, whatever, it's just auto. Yeah, back in his day, JKL had many around taunts. There still are some... I mean, I guess it is true. Like, in Wave 1, we had to tiptoe around Magna Guard, and then we didn't even have to remember that Magna Guard existed. Is true. I just, man... Like, this really is the same vibe that old Ray Rebels had before I figured out the Ray double Chewie speed. It's like, you are just kind of there without any tools at all. You hit the ult, and then suddenly you're like, oh, right, we just win now. I forgot. Like, it was just there all along. Silly me. Probably supposed to deploy this, huh? Stay caught up. All right. How to mod Rose Tico? I still, to this day, I wouldn't call myself a Rose Tico truther, but I still think her Zeta with a JTR lead actually sounds kind of fun. Like, it just sucks that her cooldown is also massive, but like, look at this. Anytime you critically hit, that's 50% turn rate off of a R2 flamethrower. Are you kidding me? Like if she had like literally any other button here, her unique would actually just be kind of nuts. I think about how restricted Terminator has gotten in this game, and then this is still just here. Just like, if this button could be done at all anymore, like a 4 cooldown even. 4 cooldown in JTR lead is insane. 4 cooldown you can absolutely work with. 5 starts to feel a little bit rough. JKL is so monotonous. I'm gonna save that till last. Let's just... Is it time? We go CLS or we go Ray? Ray is my guilty pleasure. Ray is just good. Ray is just all that is good in this game. We're going Ray South. I think we can just do Chupio today. This is a completely unnecessary risk. This team already just auto wins. But why win slightly when you could just... You gotta let that not a real person know just how badly you beat it. I still don't think I actually fixed this loadout for Ray faster. Maybe I did. This looks promising. We can work with this. 581, yeah, we're definitely faster now. Okay. Whew. We got there. It took 3 months to remember to do it, but we have the technology now. Thank God. Just to make sure... No, I don't think we did, actually. I'm pretty sure that's under. Whatever. Just you. 26 speed. I now knight you down to like a... Yeah. There you go. Take a seat. You're not all that. We don't need you like that today. It's not going to be that kind of day. Could even just give you Vandor mods. I don't even know. Yeah. 3B and Chewie is basically just Vandor Chewbacca when you think about it. I almost went in without modding Poe for bulk, and that actually could have just derailed this. If there's one thing this team can't afford to lose, it's Poe. Everything else we're fine with. Out of mod subs? Yeah. Kind of became a whole thing. Hey, what's up, Carly Mitch? Magna Stun sounds pretty good here. Give Chewie Inspired. Yeah. Imagine if we went into this without having Poe botted for extra health. That would have been a bit rough. Alright, life load on Poe. Pretty much always now since there's no Vandor. Who are we one-shotting them? We don't get access to the Spy yet. We do have the Dispel for Spy. We do have a few Dispels for Spy, actually. You know what? Sure. I would like you to disappear from me now, please. Thank you. So this is where the fun is gonna get real dumb real quick is Chupio's assists are going to cash in on Poe as well once Rey can dish it out to everyone. So, as if this team wasn't just the worst already, best is yet to come. Alright, there we go. He's inspired. I'm inspired. Everyone's feeling. Alright, let's get our AoE back. We actually might even get. God, is this. Knock on wood, is this too early to say? No, Chewie's gonna do it right. That's good though. We want him to chill. If we do Lifeblood right now, I don't actually think we get the passive healing next wave, so we're just supposed to basic. Basic was probably gonna be the play anyway for the lifesteal, but. Alright. Wait, oh god, I didn't even about to be. I hope we don't kill him actually. Okay. This is gonna be some high skill gameplay. There's no one even bulky enough that this is even. Alright, let's just. 250% health damage there, as you do. You know, why not? As if this team needed any extra damage output on top of AoE. Oh, hey, look, some more enemies. Done. Actually, because they all died. We didn't actually get the full one shot. This is the issue with this team. Is the more enemies that we're fighting, the better it is. But the opposite is also. What's up, Joss? Yeah, this team is just pure fun. Like, this is honestly why I wanted to put it to a vote, is because I knew that I would, like, it was just gonna turn back into this unless somebody instructed me to not use the game. Like, they're. I was blinded, like, what? Yeah, great. Like, this team already is, like, one of the highest damage teams in all of LSTB, and then, just for good measure, let's give them stuns. 2 stuns? 3 stuns. Actually, 3 stuns, wow. 3 stuns and AoE blinds. Like, yeah. Good stuff. Alright, so I think we're bulked up enough on purple protection now. Lifeblood should be increasing the damage that Chewie is doing with O unique. So I think that this is ultimately, I think this is a greedy thing. Normally we just park Lifeblood on Andor, sake of not taking risks, but in this case I think it should be pretty good. Alright, this is actually a pretty sick wave ending too. Ending with Han is almost always ideal if you can, because Han is any turn that you give him anyway. Oh, Kalani. I'm not gonna shoot her at the start. That's, well, what's the worst that could happen if we stun Mac? Or maybe we just stun me. Yeah. Should I even? We're not doing Whirlwind. Whirlwind is the weakest move on this team, actually. But we don't even need to do ult either. Let's just rub it in a little. Alright. A good design encounter. They worked a lot of long hours to get this design, so let's just show some appreciation real quick. See, this is the problem though. We can't, like, it's too much. He's already dead. We need more lively people. If the goal was to not kill them, we have lethal in 3 turns essentially. I guess we needed to shrug. Shrug was like the one way that might get out of it. What's what I with this team? Okay, so with the Ray Chewie clock, I think you actually could get away with it. There are still, like, we've had some geofights in later phases. Geofights can just go sideways sometimes. That we have seen, like, zombie on or something, right? Where Vandor is just revive looping for days. But yeah, like, I do think for the most part you probably could just safely undersize. Isn't a thing. Pretty much just fine. Alright. Well, we did that. If there is a team, I think, that could probably get away with not remodding. Or remodding only one person. Well, are we worried about Finn crit checks at all? We really shouldn't be. Like, it's just this. It was always only ever going to be. You there. We're not doing flamethrower burn on day one. We do actually. How are we looking? 303. 273. Ooh, hi. Hello. You got a little bit messed up. I think this will be fine. Will we... what's your base potency, actually? Okay, that I'm less fine. We'll take this. See also my Mothma. Oh god, right. So CLS was on Mothma. I was 50-50. Oh yeah, we used Rebels anyway. So. You were so bought in on that I was just like, yeah, why didn't I just do Mon Mothma Rebels? I think my biggest issue with Mon Mothma in that team is going to be her cooldowns. If that equalized was like a 4 or a 3, then I would actually be pretty on board with it as a C3PO replacement. Otherwise, I'm not sure. It's a little bit far off for me. Let's take a basics here. There's no reason to do flamethrower against Magna-Guard. Pretty much ever. We'll wiggle aiming at Droideka and get the offense down because why not? Because it's phase 1, we're also just not really dealing with anything, so let's just get that daze just to really demonstrate how little danger we're in. Yeah, done the Droideka as well. You know. The usual. The JTR special. I mean, we hit everything. We can just do this now. We can get it back. Didn't mean to do that exactly. Interesting. I'm getting a little bit faster. The faster at reading turns out. I can kind of just... This is the real thing I want to lead up to in Galaxy Heroes, which is like... I like keybinds so I can play without having to select everything. But if I'm notorious a little bit for slow playing, then I want to also become notorious for being able to play stupidly fast. Yeah, we already got ID back up. This exposes a little ring. I'm taking a basic. We could have swapped to JTR on that opener, actually. That wouldn't have been too bad. Or we could just, you know, yeah, expose on everyone. Why not? Good stuff. Anytime people try to convince me of like trying to do Rage ATR, this is just all I think of. The back of my head is just like, yeah, but what if I just infinitely controlled them forever and was never an ounce of danger for 1 second? Maybe that's why people like it though. This was actually kind of a. No, actually no, we're fine. I don't know why not play. I saw 2 translation for a second and almost forgot that this team was stupid and require you to think ahead. I was like, oh, my JTR might not actually get all of her cooldowns back at once by her next turn. Nope, don't worry. It's definitely right here. JTR, BB-8, Ray, Poe, and so the thing that I try to explain to people is like, whenever I talk crap on JTR Ray, my biggest concern about it when I like plan for analyzing teams is I try to think of them in the hardest encounter that they probably fight. So like anytime that I look at like a JTR comp, I try to think of it against double B2, double sniper. And that's where Double Bro has gotten really... Because, like, I've played, like, JTR Double Bros. It was actually one of the first teams that I rolled in LSTB. Which could also very easily mean that I was just bad at it. Could very... Ooh, okay, this is good. We didn't want to end the wave with C3PO, ideally. Because if JTR has high turn meter and C3PO has low, then that pretty much guaranteed me that we're either skipping our first turn, or we can't get the triple translate. This is actually ideal. To get the basic finisher. A lot of people struggle with day 1. Yeah. I do kind of want to start making platoon plans as well. I need to just look at the full platoon list. Anytime that I look at the platoon list, it's almost always down. Like, the only characters that are left are the characters I would usually run. Like, it feels like if you have, like, a good Mon Mothma team, you're kind of nuts for platoons right now. But everything else... Maybe if you could get, like... I mean, Ray Scoundrels we've used phase 4 pretty comfortably. And maybe... Could we get a JTR turn, please? Whatever. We're overflowed. This droid kid getting turn meter isn't actually that big of a deal. It's possible that, like, if we just want to contribute a lot to platoons, then bringing Ray Scoundrels forward might actually be worth thinking about. I don't remember what I put in today. I think I put in some GR Jedi. Like GK is Ahsoka? I don't remember. Today's been a blur. I'm gonna keep putting you in timeout forever. Why not? Just for good measure. Wait, this isn't... I thought this was wave 4. I was just kind of playing... I was just kind of pushing buttons there, huh? Alright, it's fine though. We have a gunner for all of our time stalling issues. It actually kind of can matter getting a little bit last fight, or last wave. Because I think we're fighting group, right? So we kind of just want to have all of our... We do actually kind of just want to be... infinite looping if we can for a little bit. We should be there though. Like pretty much right now. Yeah. What? I feel like we're so close. Double basic might actually be the blade. Double basic on gunner. Finn should have a tool that gets us out of it. Yeah. Not bad. Primary Duda, I feel like, is cuttable. I mean, we've been using him, but I would want to hold on to Shock T a lot. CLS, we've already dropped out CLS wholesale. So that part's not too hard to make. I mean, without Shock T, JML just gets real sketchy. So I think this was just kids and some of them. Commanding guards are going to cleanse this eventually, which taking time on we need to be thinking about a bit. But we have two ways we can play this. We can go for Grievous Exposed Bomb, or we can go heal tanking every AoE. Both work. I believe he cleanses himself. Not just right. Basic. Get some pre-confused on them. I mean, they're gonna open. Matter. We're going the what? Whatever the move you do, third. But okay. He's mixing it up too. He's a little bit bored of the same old, same old. He's going for some challenge, I guess. I don't know. Alright, expect one. The problem is we have to try to balance out everything without actually getting... We have it confused on this 90 guard, so it actually I'll pick up. Review up basic. Get one once. We basically never need to kill anyone. Yeah, simple enough, right? That double expose is actually kind of a little for us. We basically want to expose him as lip. I mean, three expose is not bad, but we ideally want to try to get to maybe like 4 or 5 expose. Actually, limited destiny. Well, it helps us and it hurts them. I feel like the hurt is almost more than the help, because we're creating 3 exposes we might not want, we don't want, for a chance at one that we would want. I think we hold. Kinda just this. This is also a problem. Okay, our next up. Want to try to land this. They're going possible. Okay, only goes on you. Good. Emphasis. Good. Be safe. Really don't want to take a basic that destroys the planet. And then I think this should just. Here. Yeah. And then, yeah, the wave is already pretty much. It's a very tedious way to handle that wave. It felt like we got fairly bad RNG there. Bad RNG in that case, meaning successful exposes. Yeah. Not bad. Oh, was that preemptive? Oh, it actually added the... Man, sorry, we're just caught up. Wondering. I'm just gonna start benching Jedi Knight Revan out of tradition. That's the platform that I'm running. Because Jedi Knight Revan is just disappointing, actually. We'll do 2 remods this direction. The rest, I don't think matter. It kind of. Speedless Luke. Like you don't have to. Old Ben. Give him the good stuff. Or at least what was considered good stuff at the time. Yeah, we're still pretty much. Rest of this. Cam we actually kind of want off of damage where possible. I don't know what happened to the Bastard. Kind of weird. We'll half and half. Yeah, that's 67% potency. Still not that great, but it kind of reaches the on my try to aim. JK, I don't really. Seems fine enough. I guess we don't actually have a fast team from Cam. Wait, he's actually 336 though. He actually probably goes first. Oh god. What is even happening right now? What the? Definitely a bit tighter margin. Do a shock T or here, but whatever. Just for buffing it. Correctly. Akashi Cam, not exactly for a variety of reasons. So Luke, we want to be basic. I don't know if we want to be making it. Not that. Alright, done. We're 2 turns off. Possible. Of course, I did done in time for a turn. We're chilling. Cam's turns now counts as equaling it. Still fastest the job. This could proc it back. It actually might be. I was gonna say annoying for this team. It's really not. I guess as an added bonus, have. I was gonna say attack mode, but 50k aren't exactly burning the barn down. So I guess there's a slight chance that Old Ben could die here, and he has offense down. There's no. I think we can patient with it. Ooh. Okay, so we had it out. We actually could have saved that. I'm a little bit surprised. I don't know if I gave him tank mods. He had offense down, and two of our buffs weren't dispellable. I guess he dispels off and sound off of his room. Losing open does actually kind of suck. We could end it here. That would be right. I think we just did negative. I think they healed actually from that hit. Are we really doing this? I really don't like ending with heroes or feels really. We get one more out. Now, hit him with your. All right, we have a few tools. We go for the murder route. If we go Makashi and go for. I'm changing my mind though. Present. And Stana. Oh, I almost want to take this. These days anyway. What's the worst that could happen? I don't know why he didn't AoE there. Interesting choice, sir. He's about to die anyway. Grab some stun cycle on Luke. We do have two B1s to play with, so we actually do have time. We shouldn't have been aiming at B1. Pretty much anytime you lose a character with, that's all. You have to be tighter with your everything. But the days everywhere else mean Ultimus for this one. There'll be one first. I don't mind. Take that. Let's even give the buff to. Let's just get him right now. Cycling. Double basic with okay, everyone at foresight, just because why not? Good measure. Alright, everything's pretty much good to go, so we can actually go the wave now. Boost, take the free kill, go over here, and he doesn't actually have an. Yeah, he can't call him. Phase. Armor shred. Done. Also, this feels. Gave GK a little bit better off of that. Alright, paper cut, paper cut, paper cut, paper cut. GK is fairly high turn meter. His speed is pretty bad, but if we go with Taru, it's fine. This is why I like to say Kyari basically a mini Grandmaster Yoda, is we can just inject turn meter that feels like we weren't supposed to have fairly often. Trying to just let this kind of running at it. We have Gunner, so we have. I kind of need to whittle Droid Battalion. This is a very, very weird contrast. Like, we don't actually have that much time before. Cycle itself down. We could maybe try to set up a GK foresight bomb in time. I don't know. Going to be realistic here though. So we do have this. How much do we want to stall and how much? Let's go double. Who can take a hit? I don't think this gets punished. I would like to believe this doesn't get punished. We did get punished for that spy nude. Okay, we're actually pretty much there. We can actually do. Any reason to think about ordering here going to this last wave? We're fighting Geos? Not really. Right. We can start Makashi for days, grab it on a few Geos. Maybe. Definitely not landing it on GB. I faced anyone on Twitch or YouTube in GAC. I fought Endo twice and beat Endo twice. I fought Fisk once, beat him once. So far, my YouTuber game, I'm undefeated. But also, yeah, I'm only just now catching up in GP, so I wouldn't really say I was in the matchmaking bracket before. Kind of have some turn meter issues. Probably wouldn't get out of this. Looking good. This doesn't. Okay, we got a high turn meter GK, so we could actually just go with Taru off. Okay. So we're not going to be fishing for the D. They should be stunned anyway. That concerned about it. I guess let's use the armor shred. Maybe this is the last wave. We can just go. I don't really have to finesse anymore. Right, looking soldier. Actually kill that. We weren't supposed to be deadly yet. That should have been a fish on, actually. Boggle does have a That GBA. A clean finish, about as clean as it gets. Just for a day's been 3. Because we're good players. And good players never miss our RNG roll. Never forget that. Yeah. I was wondering who's gonna take the least effective person. I mean, hey, no dissing on Bastel. He's a perfectly fine utility character here. But maybe also she wasn't the person they needed to be concerned about at this very moment. There was a couple of key characters. Who am I to say, though? Alright. Day 1. 17. Pretty, yeah. Day 1. Best LSTB player out here. Yeah, just day 1. Day 1's still day 1. Tomorrow, I don't think we have anything. Oh. 2 days from now. Like, this is about as solid as it can. This, I guess we have a Relic 8 gas now. I guess that could feel a little bit better or different. I don't know if that opens up a possibility to, like, try something now that we have more, like, health and offense after that. I don't know if we could, like, buy more or something. But I was looking at this mission. I was starting to have a galaxy brain moment where I was wondering if we've been looking through the wrong keyhole at this mission the entire time. What if the real answer for this mission is that we're supposed to bench Gas and Kiadi? Because the way that I keep looking at this is the problem, like, with drafting the team here is everyone kind of serves a key. So Anakin, I think, is actually sleeper for this fight. The healing immunity is actually probably going to end up being one of the most effective ways, I think, to kill Elite Dooku. Because of the tenacity gets the first time that you daze him, which, don't get me wrong, Yadimundi does not need to, like, daze. General Skywalker has a hard time not doing it. Yadimundi can just park an Ataro and keep going. But Barriss can just stall out Dooku fights forever. Ahsoka is great stun control, so that you don't get back stun to oblivion. Jace, you know? Yeah, we're about to. Yoda with the tenacity, foresight, all just great. Pools. GK, I don't think we're uncutting GK, and his lead is just the most effective tank stats. So, like, I have good arguments for why I should keep GK, Yoda, Ahsoka, Barriss, Anakin. I don't have an argument for either of these two characters beyond the part where they do really good damage. And, like, if you try to time days for when you go for the first kill, like for when it's time to kill Dooku, then I think that's worth noting. But the moment that you do that, if you don't get that kill attempt, you're kind of screwing your attempt, I think. Because, like, we straight up sat in front of Dooku with GK, Barriss, Ahsoka, +1, I think it was General Skywalker, for like 10 minutes straight, right? Gas wasn't solving that fight. I think it's Anakin. Qui-Gon League with Anakin for... yes, but also... he's, let's say he's a little bit under the requirement. Let's leave it at. Let's see the special one for Gas and Sims. We'll be doing it. We're doing it. We've been pretty consistent at it. The last wave, unfortunately, is pretty much always just going to be an RNG deck. But still did our favor odds one. Alright.